And at Powerful Medical, we're developing truly life-saving technology with a current focus on cardiovascular care. We can diagnose up to 40 different conditions from a standard 12-lead ECG recording, and for all of these conditions we can then also recommend guideline adherent treatments. My grandfather had some episode where he called an ambulance, and they came, they performed an ECG recording, and then they decided he's just tired. My brother, still a medical student at the time, came back from school, looked at the ECG, sent it to his cardiology professor, and pretty much he immediately called back and said, you need to drive your grandfather to the hospital or he might pass away. Now my grandfather just last week celebrated his 90th birthday.
During my medical studies, I actually visited a lot of hospitals. I realized that on the hardware aspect, so the machines we have in the hospitals, we're very well off already. However, what we are lacking in is really analyzing the data that we collect about the patients.
In the beginning, a lot of investors pretty much turned us around and said this cannot be done. This cannot be developed, and definitely not by quite a young team from Bratislava. And Zero Gravity Capital was our first regional investor, and pretty much the first venture capital that came into the company outside of what the founders put down. With the support of Zero Gravity, we have brought our product really from the idea stage to a very advanced MVP, and then ultimately with Zero Gravity and some other partners as well, in the following funding rounds, we have brought the product to the market.
Zero Gravity Capital is a Slovak VC fund that's geared towards investing into early stage companies, ranging from pre-seed to seed to syndicated Series A deals. EU funds are helping us fill in financing gaps in the company's life cycle in the Slovak market, especially in the pre-seed and seed stages. We look for great teams, so we look for talent, we look for disruptive technologies, and we look for drive. We have supported Powerful Medical primarily through an investment. The pre-seed investment was in two parts, and that was an equity investment, and we have done the seed investment through a convertible loan. We gave them access to our network of investment professionals through the conferences we are organizing. We help them with talent acquisition. We also help them with representing themselves on the international stage through our other events.
Corporate governance is the biggest thing that Zero Gravity done for us. It was very important also to our new investors that the company had a structure. Even though we're quite a young team, knows that we're performing at a very high level and know that we're very well coordinated within the company. And of course, that also includes the risk mitigation in venture capital, and especially in clinical AI, R&D. It is always a bit risky, but if you have a proper corporate governance, I think you reduce the risk by a big margin.
We're a healthcare company. We have a large scientific board. We're also collaborating with a lot of hospitals, and we actually have advisors from different countries, key opinion leaders. And I think those people are very important to really steer the medical direction of the company, to really look at how we're doing things, to setting up the clinical trials, to really focusing on pushing the research aspect of the company as well. One of the end goals of the company is to really provide our services already while the recording is being performed, and we're actually actively in consultations with these ECG device manufacturers to really get our technology already within the devices themselves.
Given we're a company where the significant majority of the budget is spent on R&D, and we were a very good fit for what the money was intended for from the European Union.
I think it's definitely important to use the European funds to basically develop the Slovak market, and it's because of the two reasons. First of those is that the private financing market is almost non-existent, and these companies have nowhere to get funding. And on the public side, there is not so many opportunities that the companies can utilize. As such, this came as kind of a saving grace.